Excellent.
Nice.
Really nice.
Yeah, so that was a little bit.
Bass pops?
That's bass pops, yeah.
And when was that?
Bass pops?
That's
No,
bass.
not when was bass pops, but when did you play that?
That was a couple weeks ago. I've been doing stuff for my.
I thought I was seeing something from 1959. You know.
I think I did some other variation with doubles. Let's see if I. Stupid.
5, 6, 7. Play that obviously too. But with the accent, I wouldn't. With the accent, I wouldn't.
Yeah. This is with the different sticking. I do more doubles here.
Should that sticking be? Yeah, it's fine.
Sam.
Yeah, so.
Very good. That was all what?
Yeah,
Doubles?
really nice.
With the doubles?
I've been every week doing different variations on different pages, and I've been putting them on my podcast as well as making little clips and posting them on YouTube. So, and
Okay, so a really big suggestion. You should count with it or play it to a click or play a left foot on the quarter notes or on upbeats for the people who are going to watch you do that. So it doesn't sound as if it were just quasi-arbitrary because you're reading the figures from the book. To give it a time base, a solid sense of the downbeat or the upbeat, or count it for the listener. That's the key, for all drummers. Drummers do not think in terms of subdivisions. They only learn how to read and associate what they see with their eyes. So they're always jumping over rests. They're always anticipating the next note and playing it early because they don't see rests in the same way they see notes.
Say that. That's the problem I'm still struggling with the rests and
well, it's great. So there's a simple answer to this. The first step is forget about playing hand-to-hand or any sticking and just play the hands in unison for all the figures. And for every rest you encounter, substitute the note value that rest represents with your foot. So if you see a half note rest, play a half note with your foot. If you see a quarter note rest, play a quarter note with your foot. If you see a dotted quarter note, play 243 and a half sixteenths with your foot. So, really, that's one of the keys to changing the way that drummers view what they're looking at, so that they're accounting for the rests in the same way. We don't, in the lizard brain or the cave woman brain, it's much more fun to be playing than it is waiting around to play. And so in some kind of humorous sense, the rest represents waiting around to play. So as soon as we see our rest, our eyes move quickly to the next note as if we needed to know what it sounded like or said before we got there. So that moving in anticipation changes our relationship to time because we're looking to some place in the future that we're not in yet. Where we are actually in time is in a different place than where our eyes are. And so what happens is our bodies follow our eyes.
Especially if the next thing isn't on a downbeat, then if I have to come in on an upbeat, I kind of lose that. I don't give it that extra.
And that's why you need to count all the subdivisions. And it's got to be out of your head. I think that was an important thing that I got from Sam. It's not about counting internally, but it's learning how to use your voice as verification for where all the subdivisions are against which anything you're seeing can fit. Doesn't mean that it's a rule, it's a tool. But drummers never get there because they can't count. I take this with a grain of salt, please.
Yeah.
I say it as if I knew every drummer. I only know 3/4 of them. But it's, drummers tend to not think about time through subdivision, or they don't want to count. They look at that as, it's an anti-musical thing. But relative to reading, without it, if you can count it, you can play it. That's so. Drummers are only playing what they're seeing is not time. It's mechanics, 1, 2, and a 4, triplet, 3. It's that kind of thing. Is they're attempting to recall the sound of the picture that they thought they had memorized from some previous instance. Or using a click as an external subdivision. But then you're giving away the potential of your own power. So, counting consonants for 8th note based materials, constant 16ths for 16th note based materials. I mean, I go even weirder than that. I have students count 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there we go. There's no rest there.
So that's...
Plus the disconnection, so this was a big thing with Sam too, is the disconnection and using what I humorously call alien syncopation. I've written a shitload of material like this that's inspired by Sam.